But I think this is one of the great questions in physics and philosophy, is where are the aliens? Maybe they're among us. I don't know. Some people think I'm an alien.
In a world where faith often fades as we grow older, Elon Musk's journey takes a surprising turn. Like many, he was raised in the church but drifted away as he got older, leaving his childhood faith behind. But something changed recently, an event that shook him to his core and rekindled his belief in God. This isn't just another story of spiritual awakening, it's a miracle witnessed by many, a life-altering moment that transformed the world's richest man. Join us as we dive into the events that led to Elon Musk's shocking declaration of faith and the miracle that changed everything. Elon Musk's early life, a complex foundation. Elon Musk's early life was marked by a unique blend of privilege and hardship, both of which played an essential role in shaping the person he would eventually become. Born in Pretoria, South Africa, in 1971, Musk came from a family that enjoyed a relatively comfortable lifestyle. His father, Elon Musk, was a successful engineer, pilot, and sailor, while his mother, May Musk, was an internationally renowned model and dietitian. Elon's early years were filled with opportunities, but they were also tempered by the complexities of his family dynamics. And it was within this environment that his relationship with religion would take root and eventually unravel. Early religious exposure, the seeds of doubt. Like many children born into a Christian family, Elon was baptized at a young age, becoming a member of the Anglican Church. His parents, while not deeply religious, ensured that he attended Sunday school on a regular basis. To the young Elon, church was not a place of deep spiritual reflection, but rather a weekly obligation to be fulfilled, a routine that he had to endure. The teachings of Christianity, particularly the stories of heroes and legends from the Bible, were familiar to him, but they lacked any real emotional connection. Church became more of a social event, a place to interact with other children in his neighborhood, rather than a space for personal spiritual growth. However, things began to get more complicated when Elon found himself exposed to different religious beliefs. While attending Sunday school at the Anglican Church, he also attended a Jewish preschool due to the fact that many of his father's business associates were Jewish. This early exposure to different religious traditions made a lasting impact on Elon, as he began to view religious beliefs as subjective realities rather than absolute truths. The contrasting religious influences, Anglican Christianity on one hand and Judaism on the other, contributed to a growing sense of skepticism and a lack of belief in the existence of one all-powerful deity. For Elon, these religious teachings seemed to offer conflicting answers to the big questions of life. Instead of finding comfort or purpose in these doctrines, he was left questioning their validity. Why would a higher power allow so much suffering in the world if it existed? Why were there so many different beliefs, each claiming to possess the truth? These early experiences began to solidify his growing disillusionment with organized religion, and he began to view it with increasing cynicism. By the time he was a teenager, religion had largely faded from his life. Family dynamics, love, strain, and abandonment. Elon's upbringing was complicated not just by religious confusion, but by his parents' volatile relationship. Despite their success, his parents' marriage was rocky, and it eventually dissolved when Elon was just 8 years old. The divorce was a traumatic event for him, one that would shape his worldview for years to come. His mother, May, had always been a strong presence in his life, offering him the love and support he needed, but the absence of his father left a significant void. Elon's father, Errol, was distant and emotionally unavailable, and his relationship with his son was strained even before the divorce. May, with her nurturing nature, made sure to provide for Elon and his siblings after the separation, moving them to the east coast of South Africa. Despite this, Elon felt a sense of loss when he was separated from his father. As the years went on, Elon began to miss Errol, and perhaps out of a desire to have a closer relationship with him, he made the decision to live with his father following the divorce. It was a decision that would haunt him for many years to come. What Elon had hoped for, a chance to finally be acknowledged and appreciated by his father, never materialized. Instead, living with Errol proved to be an emotionally abusive experience. Elon Musk, a toxic influence. Elon would later describe his father, Errol, as a terrible human being, and as time went on, it became clear that this characterization was not without merit. Errol's emotional abuse, manipulation, and volatile behavior created an unstable and toxic environment for Elon. What Elon had once hoped would be a father-son bond filled with warmth and pride instead turned into years of torment. His father's physical and emotional outbursts were common, and it was only much later that Elon realized the extent of his father's harmful behaviors. Errol's behavior was not just limited to verbal abuse. He had a history of criminal actions, many of which were covered up or justified as self-defense in the face of allegations. This made the situation even more difficult for Elon, who felt trapped in a cycle of trying and failing to gain his father's approval. The emotional and physical toll of living with such a man was severe, and it left Elon with deep scars that would influence his later life decisions. The escape into knowledge, a lifelong passion. In many ways, Elon Musk's early years mirrored the typical experiences of an outcast, someone who was misunderstood and socially isolated. As a teenager, he became a nerd, a term he would later embrace, immersing himself in books and knowledge. Unlike most of his peers who were more focused on socializing and fitting in, Elon found solace in learning. His obsession with detail and his need to prove his intelligence led him to develop a photographic memory, allowing him to recall vast amounts of information from encyclopedias and other reading materials. His ability to retain and recall information made him seem eccentric to those around him, and it only further isolated him from his peers. This deep immersion in knowledge would become a foundation for his future successes. However, during his adolescence, religion seemed entirely irrelevant to Elon. Life was a chaotic, difficult series of events, emotionally painful and seemingly devoid of divine intervention. The question of God's existence grew even more pronounced in his mind. If there was a higher power, why was Elon subjected to so much hardship? The feeling of abandonment by both his father and by a supposed higher power led him to abandon religion altogether. A new purpose. Determined to succeed. Elon Musk's early teenage years were filled with hardship, from bullying and social isolation to emotional neglect and family dysfunction. However, instead of succumbing to these challenges, Elon channeled his pain into an intense desire to prove himself. He wanted to show the world, and particularly those who had bullied him, that he was capable of greatness. This drive for success became a central theme in Elon's life, and it was during this time that he first began to envision his future as one of significant achievement. Elon's focus shifted from religion and family struggles to a fierce determination to create something extraordinary. He set out to prove that he could make a name for himself, not just in South Africa, but on the global stage. This resolve would ultimately lead him to pursue ventures that would revolutionize industries, from online payment systems to space travel. The road to success. Early ventures. Elon's path to success began in earnest when he moved to Canada and then to the United States to attend college. In the mid-1990s, he dropped out of Stanford after just 2 days to pursue a career in business. His first major venture was Zip2, a city guide for newspapers which he co-founded with his brother Kimball. The company's success eventually led to its sale to Compaq for nearly $300 million in 1999, marking the beginning of Elon's rise to prominence in the tech world. After Zip2, Elon founded X.com, an online payment company that would eventually become PayPal. PayPal's success brought Elon even greater wealth and recognition, and it was sold to eBay for $1.5 billion in stock. With each successive venture, Musk's reputation as a visionary entrepreneur grew, and his companies continued to push the boundaries of what was possible. SpaceX and Tesla, revolutionizing industries. In the early 2000s, Elon Musk founded SpaceX, a company that aimed to revolutionize space travel by reducing costs and making space exploration more accessible. Despite many setbacks and challenges, SpaceX achieved remarkable successes, including the Falcon 1, the first privately developed rocket to reach orbit. This was followed by the Falcon 9, which became a key player in NASA's space missions. In 2010, SpaceX launched the Dragon spacecraft, which became the first private spacecraft to deliver cargo to the International Space Station. At the same time, Elon was involved with Tesla, a company focused on creating sustainable electric vehicles. His innovative approach to technology and his unwavering belief in the future of clean energy made Tesla a household name, and its groundbreaking Model S car became a symbol of the company's success. Looking to the future, a vision beyond Earth. In the years since, Elon Musk has continued to innovate, expanding his reach to new industries such as solar energy with Solar City, which was later merged into Tesla. His ventures have redefined industries, and his goal of making life multiplanetary remains at the forefront of his ambitions. With SpaceX, he aims to colonize Mars and make humanity a multiplanetary species. Through Tesla, he seeks to revolutionize sustainable energy, and with Neuralink, he aims to merge humans with artificial intelligence. Elon Musk's journey from a lonely, bullied child to one of the world's most influential entrepreneurs has been nothing short of remarkable. His early struggles with family and faith laid the foundation for his determination to succeed, and his ventures continue to change the world in ways few could have predicted. Teenage years, isolation, and intellectual development. As Musk entered his teenage years, his relationship with religion continued to evolve, largely due to the personal challenges he faced. With his parents' divorce, Elon's emotional and psychological state was put under great strain. His mother, May, took the children and moved to a more stable life on the east coast of South Africa, but Elon struggled with the absence of his father. For a period, he longed to reconnect with Errol, believing that perhaps the distance had made their relationship more challenging than it needed to be. However, when Elon returned to live with his father, the relationship deteriorated further. Elon would later describe his father as a terrible human being, and their time together was marked by emotional abuse, verbal cruelty, and a sense of abandonment. During this tumultuous time, Musk withdrew further into himself. He became known for his obsession with reading, often devouring entire encyclopedias. His photographic memory allowed him to absorb vast amounts of information, making him seem like an aloof, know-it-all teenager. While this made him an intellectual powerhouse, it also alienated him from his peers, and he became the target of relentless bullying. The isolation he felt during his teenage years led to a growing sense of disillusionment with religion and spirituality. In his mind, the idea of a loving and omnipotent God seemed incompatible with the pain and suffering he was enduring. Religion, which had once been a cultural routine, now appeared to be irrelevant, a crutch that people leaned on to get through their struggles, something that Musk couldn't accept for himself. Success and skepticism. Elon's rise to fame and his views on religion. Despite the personal challenges, Elon Musk's intellectual brilliance led him to immense success. As a young adult, he moved to the United States to pursue higher education at the University of Pennsylvania, where he studied physics and economics. From there, his entrepreneurial journey began, starting with the co-founding of Zip2, a city guide for newspapers. This venture would eventually be sold to Compaq for $307 million, a significant financial success that allowed Musk to launch his next venture, X.com, an online payment company that would later become PayPal. PayPal's subsequent sale to eBay for $1.5 billion in stock cemented Musk's status as a wealthy, influential figure in the tech world. With these successes, Musk began to focus on more ambitious and visionary projects. He founded SpaceX with the goal of reducing the cost of space travel and ultimately colonizing Mars. He also joined Tesla, where his innovations in electric cars and sustainable energy revolutionized the automotive industry. By 2020, Tesla's market value had surpassed $100 billion, and Musk was hailed as one of the most influential tech entrepreneurs of the 21st century. Despite his extraordinary achievements, however, Musk remained largely indifferent to religion. In his mind, the pursuit of knowledge and scientific discovery was the path to understanding the universe, not the teachings of any particular faith. Yet, amidst his success, Musk began to encounter a different perspective on life. He met people, particularly devout Christians, who, despite struggling financially and facing personal hardships, managed to maintain a deep sense of peace and purpose. Musk found this both fascinating and puzzling. These individuals who lived quiet and humble lives found strength in their faith even when the world around them seemed to be falling apart. Although he remained skeptical of religious claims, Musk couldn't help but feel a profound respect for these people who remained steadfast in their beliefs, even when life was difficult. To him, religion seemed like a necessary crutch, something people turned to in times of need, but not something he felt he needed for himself. After all, he was the richest man in the world, with billions of dollars to his name, and yet he found himself questioning the meaning of life in a way that these devout individuals did not. A spiritual awakening. Elon's crisis and turning toward faith. Elon Musk's world began to change dramatically in late 2022 and into 2023. Despite his immense fortune, things started to unravel in his professional and personal life. Tesla's stock value took a major hit, dropping by 65% by the end of the year. Musk's behavior on social media, particularly Twitter, now known as X, became increasingly erratic, with controversial statements that tarnished his reputation. He had bought Twitter in April 2022 for $44 billion, hoping to transform it into a platform for free speech. However, the changes he made to the platform, along with his divisive leadership, alienated many users and advertisers, causing the platform's stock to plummet. By December 2023, Musk had lost an unprecedented $160 billion in personal wealth, the largest single financial loss in history. Public scrutiny reached a fever pitch, with media outlets and commentators questioning his every move. His personal life, including his complicated relationships and family issues, became fodder for tabloids. In the midst of this tumultuous period, Musk found himself grappling with the very concepts he had long rejected: the existence of a higher power, the meaning of suffering, and the search for peace. For the first time in his life, he began to open up to the possibility of religion, not out of necessity, but out of a genuine desire to find answers. This newfound openness to faith culminated in an interview with the conservative Christian satire site, the Babylon Bee. During the podcast, Musk expressed his respect for Jesus Christ and the teachings of Christianity. He acknowledged that he had learned the hard way that, sometimes, the path to peace was not through confrontation and controversy, but through humility and understanding. Musk even expressed that he would want to be a Christian if he could embrace the spiritual claims of the faith. The turning point. A visit to church and a moment of revelation. In January 2024, Elon Musk found himself in Las Vegas for a tech conference. Seeking a break from the constant pressure, he decided to visit a local church, hoping for some semblance of normalcy in his otherwise chaotic life. Musk, incognito in casual clothes, sat in the back of the church, observing the service. It was during this visit that he experienced a profound moment of spiritual awakening. A young man was invited to share his testimony, recounting how his life had been transformed by his decision to follow Christ. The man's story mirrored many of the struggles that Musk had faced: loss, hardship, and despair. Yet, through his faith, he had found purpose and peace. As the young man spoke, Musk felt as though God was speaking directly to him. Tears welled up in his eyes as he realized that the God he had long rejected had always been there, silently guiding him through his struggles. This moment was cathartic, a breakthrough that Musk had not expected. For the first time, he felt a sense of peace that transcended his understanding, a peace that comforted him amid his tumultuous life. After the service, Musk quietly returned to his hotel, deeply moved by the experience. He could not explain it fully, but he knew something had shifted inside him. A new beginning. Elon Musk's spiritual transformation. By mid-2024, Musk's spiritual journey continued to evolve. In an interview with popular lifestyle commentator Jordan Peterson, Musk publicly identified as a cultural Christian. He explained that while he may not fully embrace all the spiritual claims of Christianity, he found immense value in the teachings of Christ, especially the emphasis on love, forgiveness, and humility. Musk's newfound perspective led him to encourage others to explore faith, even if they couldn't fully explain or understand it. Musk's story is one of profound transformation. a journey from skepticism and intellectual pride to a humble acceptance of the possibility of faith. It remains to be seen whether Elon Musk's spiritual awakening is a passing phase or a genuine commitment to a life of faith. Regardless, his story serves as a reminder that even the most successful and powerful individuals must confront the deeper questions of existence, purpose, and meaning. For Musk, this quest for understanding may have only just begun.